What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here, and I'd like to welcome you guys to the first of my end of the year videos. And with this one, DanQ8000's top 5 games of 2017. That's right, guys, 2017 is already done. It's crazy to see how fast these years go by nowadays. I'm sure some people are going to be very happy to wave goodbye to 2017. But either way, we did have some fun this past year, and we played a lot of games. So in this list, what I'm going to be going through with you guys are my personal favorite games that I found were to be worthy of a top 5 title. Now, in order to make my list, I have to have played it. That's very, very important. There are games that may have been better than some of these games, but if I didn't play it, I can't really say if it's going to be in my top 5 or not. So that's one thing I want to mention. And number 2, like I said, these are my opinions. So you may disagree with me, but that's totally fine. That's what's cool about these top countdowns. So be sure to let me know your thoughts, what you think of the games, and if you played them or not in the comments below. But ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let's get into the countdown. Kicking things off at number 5, we have Outlast 2. Now, I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed the original Outlast franchise and the DLCs it brought. So obviously, they had to release an Outlast 2. Now, this one was a bit different. There was a lot more to it. It was a more advanced storyline involving a cult and how messed up they were. But the things that I love about it, now the story obviously I don't think was as good as the original game, but they did the correct Outlast formula. You know, scare the crap out of you, mess with your head, make you almost vomit. Like that happened like near the end of the game for me. It was pretty intense. Outlast, the thing that I love about the devs at Red Barrels is that they push the envelope with each of their games. You know, you never know. You're like, how did they get away with that? What were they thinking? You know, how on earth would they have the balls to develop something and create a story or a scene or a sequence or something like that that would be that twisted? You know, it lets you see the dark side of things, so you don't get a vanilla plain Jane video game like we have been getting from a lot of developers over the years. So while Outlast 2, some people don't feel like the story was as strong, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it deserves to be in the top 5 for the year. It was one of the most entertaining games of the year for me, and for that reason, it's coming in at number 5 on my countdown. Coming in at number 4 on the countdown, we have The Evil Within 2. Now, this was the sequel to the original Evil Within that released back in 2014. Now, I enjoyed the original Evil Within, but there was just something about it that made me not love it. It was really twisted, really crazy, something unique. It was one of those games that, again, messed with your head. You didn't know what you were expecting, and the monsters that it created were something just out of this world weird and creepy. But Evil Within 2, the devs advanced so much more off the original, like so much. They basically addressed every issue each gamer had about the Evil Within, the original game, and they applied it to the new game, making the new one, Evil Within 2, that much more interesting. You know, it was just more exciting. I didn't feel as constricted. I felt like even though it was a challenge, I was still able to do things. There were side quests. There were all these things that advanced on it. It was a bit more open world. It wasn't as linear. It was open world, but it wasn't too open world to the fact that you felt a little bit, you know, cluttered and claustrophobic. And the bosses were just as interesting. The story was even more interesting. In fact, I could get behind this story a lot more than I could the original. So it was a massive step in the right direction over an already good game, making Evil Within 2 that much better, which is why it comes in at number 4 on my countdown. Coming in at number 3 on my countdown, Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. Dan, are you serious? Assassin's Creed on your top 5? What's going on at number 3, no less? Let me explain. Now, I've been the first person to say over the past however many years that Assassin's Creed games have been vanilla, bland, reskinned versions of the predecessor. It's because they were trying to rush out a release every single year. There was an Assassin's Creed game every single year to come out. This was the first Assassin's Creed game where they took time off to develop it. They took 5 years to develop this game. There was not an Assassin's Creed game last year. They took a year off to make it right. And I'm so glad that they had that mentality, because with it, we were given a game, dare I say, that could compete with Assassin's Creed 2, which remains to this day to be my favorite Assassin's Creed game of all time. There was so much to do, so much to see, the characters you actually gave a damn about, the story you actually cared about, it made sense, it was interactive, and the sheer size of the game. The sheer size of the game was mind-blowing. There was so much to do and to see that it just made the game so much more enjoyable. Now, of course, I did have my gripes with it, saying that, you know, I don't like it when games force you into doing side quests to continue with the main story. But at least the side quests were actually really interesting. They weren't all just copy and paste fetch quests here and there. There were a couple, mind you, but most of them were really unique and different. You're like, wow, this is awesome. That's really different. And I gotta say, that alone is warranting. Just the fact that we're not just given the same vanilla skin from year to year is just such a nice treat, which is why it comes in at number 3 on my countdown. Coming in as the runner-up, number 2 on the countdown, Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, for those of you who watched my Let's Play will know that I absolutely adored this game. Now, I'm not one for completing every single thing in a Let's Play. I might go back on my own time and do stuff, but when it comes to doing everything in a game, I don't normally do that for a Let's Play. And this was one of those games that I did that on an action RPG, no less. So my Let's Play was pretty long, let's just say, but I ended up doing just about everything. Main missions, side missions, bonus missions, this and that, collecting the best armor, the best weapons, everything I possibly could, I put into this Let's Play, into the game. And not many games can achieve that feat. You know, it had such an interesting mashup of like old school tribal nature with futuristic, you know, weapons and tools and machines and things like that. It was a cool clash, which created an interesting story, a main character you actually liked like a lot. You wanted to see Aloy move forward and get advanced and move on with what her life was and find out the true reason why what's going on in the game. And not many games can do that for me. And this was one of those things that just made it you just wanted to press on. You wanted to press on, but oh wait, but there's this over here. I want to go check this out first. I want to do this and we'll come back. It'll still be there when we come back. Not many games can make me want to get max level and do everything in the game, and this was one of them. So ladies and gentlemen, not number 1, but definitely worthy of the number 2 spot on my countdown. And coming in at number 1, and my favorite game of 2017, Resident Evil 7. Now, I know a lot of people might be in disagreement with me about this one, but I have to look at it. When I think back on 2017, this game was the most memorable. When I think 2017, for some reason, I just go straight to Res 7. I had such a good time with the game. The thing that I loved about it was it went in a new direction, but it didn't shun what Resident Evil was famous for. It kept its roots with making a few modern changes that I think are needed in this day and age. It still represented what a Resident Evil game was. You know, the survival horror, you need to be ready to fight this next guy or go to this next area. If you don't have the tools, if you don't have what was needed, you're screwed. It's simple as that. It made you think like all Resident Evil games did. It made you be prepared, and it made you a better gamer overall. Games like this make you a better and smarter gamer. And the thing that I loved the most about Resident Evil 7 was the fact that it had such a different story. It stayed true, again, to the Resident Evil style roots with Umbrella and the biological warfare, but it kind of spruced it up in kind of like a more like horror, kind of Hills Have Eyes way, if you get my meaning. You know, and that was what the coolest thing about it was. I was so scared so much of the time, being stalked by the various Baker family members. Each one had their own reason for being terrifying, and it was unique every step of the way. So, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly think if you haven't played Res 7 yet, you got it. It's definitely a game worth checking out. I had so much fun with it and all the DLCs that came out with it. Lots of replay value here. Makes you want to replay the game multiple times, and therefore, guys, oh god, I'm sorry. I just had so much fun with Res 7, which is why it is my number 1 game of the year.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that is going to be it for my top 5 best games of 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed this countdown. If you did, be sure to slap that like button. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What games would you have picked? Did you agree with me on some? Did you disagree? Let me know. I'd like to hear what you guys played, what you guys thought was the best, because that's the beauty of these countdowns. They're one person's opinion, but there's so many different voices out there, and I love to hear from everybody. So comment down below. Also, if you haven't yet, be sure to like and follow my pages on social media. Those will be down below in the description and will play at the end of this video as usual. Be sure to check those out, guys. I'm very, very active. People don't believe me, and I keep telling them that they get responses from me, and it just blows their mind when it does. Go follow me on there. Facebook, DanQ8000. Twitter, DanQ8000. Instagram, DanQ8K. And then Snapchat, DanQ8000. Go check those out. Very active community over on social media. If you want to get yourself a shirt or a hoodie, there's a link to my shop in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you for watching my Let's Plays in 2017. I hope you guys had a great year. But ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on. 2018 is right ahead of us. Hopefully we'll have an excellent year, even better year. Because last year, well, there's a lot of BS that happened, let's be honest. But we had some good times with games, and that's probably the best thing that we could say. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again. Take it easy, have a great day. I'll be seeing you soon for plenty more content, but until then, let's hand things over to Knox Hill. Happy New Year, guys.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble wildin' wild on these violent and DanQ8000. Wait a minute, hold that stylish dial. Damn, goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us. They gon' need inhalers, gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators, night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers, just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is Knox Hill, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that DanQ. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.